What's going on, everyone? It's your boy SWEARRRRR playing your favorite tier 5 deck, Armed Dragon. Now, Armed Dragon, it was a little bit of a mess after Blazing Vortex. Like, it was certainly playable, but it wasn't necessarily good unless you were playing the super cancerous kaiju version, and that is only good in certain formats. So I've been kind of waiting for a big consistency boost to the deck before picking it back up, and that's exactly what we're getting in Ghosts from the Past, a second haunting Copium. That's right, this card is not actually confirmed in Ghosts from the Past. I just really think it's going to get dropped there, simply because there's an Armed Dragon on the cover. There's a ton of OCG imports, including another GX card, the Crystal Beast Zenith thing, and we also got an Armed Dragon level 10 reprint in the last Ghost from the Past, so you know what? Fuck it, why not? Let's put Pile Armed Dragon in that bitch. So what exactly is Pile Armed Dragon? What does this monstrosity do for the deck? Does it make the deck actually good? Well, this card is kind of insane because this special summons himself from the hand by sending a dragon from hand as cost to the graveyard. Now, it's a little more specific than that. It has to be a wind dragon or a level 7 or higher dragon, but basically they should just say Armed Dragon at this point, let's be real. But this allows you to send cards like Armed Dragon Thunders 3 through 7 to the graveyard to special summon itself out. That's cost, and that is going to trigger the effect of those Armed Dragons to search for a brand new card. You can also think bigger. You can send something like Absoluter Dragon to the graveyard to add a rocket to your hand. Just some ideas. Then, when the card is on the field, what else does it do? Well, it's going to boost the attack of other monsters. That doesn't seem very good, but how does it do it? It targets them and sends an Armed Dragon from deck to grave as cost. Yeah, this card is pretty absurd considering you can't even stop it with Imperm or Veiler because the cost is what matters in this effect. This card is also extremely searchable, having the words Armed Dragon in its name, and also being a level 5 or higher wind dragon monster, so this card will always be glued to your hand. So without further ado, this was a best of 3 match against Marincess. This was a Marincess deck with the OCG support, so it's actually really good. And it was a hell of a best of 3, so I'm just gonna walk you through this and kind of showcase to you what this new Armed Dragon card does for the deck. So my opponent has 3 hand traps and a Called by the Grave. Neat. How am I gonna play through this? So I'm gonna start off with Black Metal Dragon. Black Metal Dragon is essential. This replaces Catapult Turtle in your main deck, Artillery Catapult Turtle, whatever it's called, the shitty one that summons a level 5 dragon from your deck. This is essential to playing the deck because Black Metal searches for Red MD. Red MD gets dragons out from your graveyard. Pile Armed Dragon lets you send anything from deck to grave. So you essentially just bring your level 7 back from the graveyard, discard once, and boom, you got a free Thunder level 10. So if you hard draw the Black Metal Dragon, you want to go for this first and go for Striker Dragon, and you do run the Boot Sector launch regardless if you play the Rocket Engine or not, because that guarantees you the search with Chainlink 1 Black Metal Dragon, Chainlink 2 Striker Dragon. So he actually thinks, this is the funny part, he thinks I'm playing Dragon Link, which, you know, understandable, have a nice day. So he's going to imperm the Striker Dragon, which isn't the worst hit for a Dragon Link deck, but I'm not a Dragon Link deck. I'm going to special summon Pile Armed Dragon by sending level 5 from deck or hand to grave as cost, and that's going to search me for Heavenly Zephyr Miradora. You guys probably forgot about this card, but let me let you guys in on a secret. This card shits on Sword Soul. So yes, this will summon itself out when a monster with 2,000 or more attack is summoned from the extra deck. So you can special summon it out, and then it'll activate its effect on field to target a monster and negate its effects while this card is face up on the field, and it doesn't matter where that monster goes. That's the crazy part about this card. And it also doesn't have to target the monster that's actually summoned. It can target any extra deck monster. But the best part is that it actually cannot be negated. So it can be popped or something, but it cannot be negated, and it's very searchable with Armed Dragon level 5. So I just run a single copy because it turns your Armed Dragon interruptions into, like, you know, your standard Seal level 10. It turns into Seal level 10 plus a pretty decent hand trap. So that's why I'm playing it. I'm going to use Pile's effect to send level 7 from deck to grave as cost. I'm going to activate Lightning that I searched off 7, being sent to the graveyard by another dragon's effect. This is going to protect my Armed Dragons and recur from grave. I attempt to get level 7 out with Red MD, but that's fine. That it got negated because I'm going to go into Erratic Seals. I follow up with the Dear Servant. I really love the Dogmatica engine, but I'm testing, you know, this, DPE, I'm testing a ton of stuff. So you guys aren't going to get a list today. I'm really sorry about that, but yeah, you can use whatever engine you want. So this gets ashed, and that kind of sucks, but I have 2 hand traps in hand, thanks to the Armed Dragon engine, and I have 1 Seals. He's going to Called by the Seals because this guy just has everything, and he's going to start doing some Marincess shenanigans. I'm going to, I believe I Ash the field spell searcher, and something really interesting here is he's gonna go into the coral thing, the thing that summons from grave. This triggers my Heavenly Zephyr Miradora to enter the field and negate it. He can't link it off and go into the graveyard because of the way Miradora is worded. He has to be like on the field. He'll constantly negate their effects, or not negate, but they can't activate their effects. That's what I meant. So he actually had to crash into Miradora and lose a lot of advantage that way. And I'm going to top deck the most bullshit card in existence, and this is why I'm splashing this engine in Armed Dragons. I'm going to top deck Nadir Servant and get a whole ton of advantage, getting access to Punishment and Fleur de Lis. Again, that could have been, you know, whatever you wanted it to be. It could have been Destiny Fusion, could have been Quick Launch. Armed Dragons aren't necessarily strong enough to be played pure, but they're now a competent enough engine that you can splash them in with other decks and like actually justify doing so. So I draw into level 10 white. Unfortunately, I don't have enough levels in the graveyard to get into level 10 white, but my next draw is going to more than make up for that since we're in the grind game. I draw into Pile Armed Dragon, send the level 7 from the hand to the grave, and that's going to search level 3. I'm going to normal level 3, banish 3, and pile, and boom, I have enough presence on board to get myself game. Okay, on to game 2. Now we'll see how good my deck is going. Second, he's going to normal the whatever this thing is. I'm going to imperm it because it says special summon on it. So yeah, that's how I determine whether to imperm cards or not. Are they tour guide? Yes or no. But they're just going to do a whole bunch of link climbing. They're going to make a preemptive totally awesome, which is actually really annoying. And yeah, I feel like this board is going to be borderline unbreakable. Having totally awesome on the field, having their obnoxious field spell, getting the trap that you can activate from your hand, and going into your link 4. This deck is actually insane after the new support. I'm not even going to lie. I think this deck is like legitimate, like rogue tier 2 contender. But my deck is 2 Copium. So I'm going to summon Pile Armed Dragon, sending 3 for cost to draw a card. And then I'm going to summon, or I'm going to send level 5 to grave to search for Tempest, Tempest to search for something else. And they're going to keep negating my effects, but I have Armogram in the graveyard, so I can extend a little bit past all of those negates, go into Nightmare Phoenix, get rid of the field spell. The boss monster is now vulnerable. I summon the Fleur de Lis that I top deck off level 3, and that's enough to wipe the board, and I have a Dogmatica Punishment in hand for the next turn. So I'm feeling kind of nice and cozy right now, but I didn't know the new support was so goddamn broken because their next turn, like, they just have infinite recursion and they're able to flood the board. So I do the best thing I could do, probably. I don't know. It probably was a misplay, but I'm trying to get rid of the field spell by sending Elder Entity Intis. But it's going to be all for naught because they're going to get the trap back in their hand, and they're going to get 2 level 4s. What's a rank 4 water monster? You guys can probably think of one that's really annoying. And I have, you know, 2 really good cards in the grind game in the graveyard that could totally win me the duel at this point against, like, literally any other deck, Armogram and Tempest. But no, Dweller says no. He's going to swing over my monsters, and he's just going to, like, shotgun Dweller. I top deck Nadir Servant, though, which is pretty cool. I do kind of a dumb move, though. I send Intis on this because I guess I forgot what Dweller did for, like, a millisecond. But it didn't matter anyways because the trap just negates my Ecclesia, and yeah, they're going to swing at my Ecclesia and swing at me, and I'm dead. On to the final match. Who is going to take this? The new Marine Cess support or the new Armed Dragon support? So Pile Armed Dragon is going to activate, sending 3 to draw a card. Level 7 is going to search for Armed Dragon Lightning. I'm going to normal summon Black Metal, which, by the way, if you think it's bullshit that I keep opening Black Metal, it's not, because you can search them off Tempest, which is searchable off level 5, which is searchable off Pile Armed Dragon, and Pile Armed Dragon searchable off of 5 and 7. Like, the deck is very, very consistent at doing this. So he's just going to keep negating all of my shit. I'm never going to get level 10 out, and I'm going to set 5 and pass. So I'm sitting on a Seals, a Punishment, and an Imperm. I'm going to Imperm the monster that gives them the most advantage, or at least I think, and I'm just going to wait for a perfect opportunity to go into Dogmatica Punishment. But he's going to try and bait out the Hieratic Seals to go in the battle phase, which is actually really, really bad against Armed Dragons, because I'm going to special summon Thunder level 7, and if he can't pop Thunder level 7, I get the freest level 10 on the planet. So I'm going to send Intes, pop the field spell. He's going to set card down, which is Forbidden Droplet, and you might be wondering why didn't he droplet this Armed Dragon level 7? Well, it's because he has no cards. If he gets rid of this card, then he's playing with a single card in his hand. He doesn't have enough in the graveyard to work with. So I'm going to special summon the Thunder level 10 and the level 10 white. Level 10 white's going to clear that Forbidden Drip Drop. And unfortunately, I can't Gustav Max thanks to the Dogmatica extra deck lock that they have going on. I'm going to pop this monster because I don't want him to get into a Link 1. That's how all of his extenders start going online. And now that my level 10 has 4,000 attack, I'm just going to swing with his massive booty for game. Alright, you guys win. Here's an Armed Dragon list. So this is the list I was working with in that duel. So it's basically, you know, get all of your Armed Dragons in grave with Pile Armed Dragon to search for new cards. Go into your black metal to chain block, search for your red MD. Red MD gets out 7, then you only have to discard 1 to go into Thunder level 10. You super consistently end on Thunder level 10 and seals, and you will probably draw hand traps with that, or even better, the Dogmatica engine. The Dogmatica engine is extremely optional though. You can explore with whatever engine you want to play. I tried Dragoonides, Rockets, I'm gonna test out DP next. There's a lot of different things that you could play, but basically you can cut out like this, that, and this, that, these, and like this is pretty much your core. I guess technically not called by, but like why wouldn't you play called by, right? But yeah, this is pretty much the core. You have the level 10 white as like a little toolbox option. You got Armogram and Tempest for the grind game, and just like Tempest is super good in this build. You don't want to run Gold Sark with him, by the way, when Pile comes out, because you don't want to banish him. You want him to be added to your hand with level 5 so you can search for Black Metal Dragon, which can search for your red MD. And the Zephyr Miradora is just amazing. Trust me, guys, on this one. This one just gives you such a free interruption with the Armed Dragon engine. Basically, consistently, I would say you're ending on Thunder level 10, Lightning, Miradora, and Hieratic Seals. And then whatever engine you have can just be activated afterwards or before if you're running like Dragoonides or something. So yeah, let me know in the comments below if you're hyped for Pile Armed Dragon. I know I am. I think it really boosts the deck by a ton. It's way more consistent. It's way more explosive. It's exactly what the deck needs. Is it going to be meta, game breaking, or anything? Probably not. It's probably not going to do anything in any huge event. But it's enough support for me to shred up my locals again, and that is all I really ask for with this deck. And before I go, I also have the Marine Cess list if you're interested. There you go, voila. Here is the Marine Cess list. I have no idea what I'm looking at, but if you are interested in this deck, if you liked what you saw in this video, this is the list. This could be a good skeleton for you. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, and especially subscribe, because I'm trying to hit the 500 subscriber mark so I can use the community tab and interact with you guys way more. I'm gonna head out now. Peace.